the distribution process will be transparent and free from political or opinionated interference. As part of effort to bolster the agricultural sector and stimulate economic growth, the Niger State government has announced plans to establish a dedicated food market in Minna. The initiative aims to enhance food production, generate employment opportunities, and reduce poverty across both urban and rural communities. Governor Mohammed Bago made the revelation during a meeting with members of the Niger State Food Seller Association at the Government House in Minna. He emphasized that the new food market will serve as a driver of the state agricultural transformation agenda. Governor Bago reaffirmed his administration's commitment to advancing the agricultural sector, which he described as a cornerstone of the state economic future. He noted that the fruit market will help create new opportunities for local farmers, traders, and stakeholders in the agricultural value chain, while also strengthening food security across the region. The governor also urged citizens to embrace farming as a sustainable source of income, highlighting diverse opportunities within the agricultural sector for those willing to engage in farming and agribusiness. Tomato farmers across the country have blamed shortfall in supply and logistic problems as the reason for the current hike in the produce price. The head of Tomato Farmers Association disclosed this in a separate interview with the news agency of Nigeria NAN today in Lagos. Bola Ayeneke, the National President Tomatoes and Orchard Producers Association of Nigeria, blamed the reduced supply from the north and logistic problem from the southwest for the hike in the price of tomatoes. He, however, noted that there may be surprise in the coming weeks as the price of the product may likely drop. On his part, Rabi Uzuntu, the chairman of the Kaduna State chapter of the Tomato Growers and Processors Association of Nigeria, blamed the delay for the short part in supply and subsequent price hike. You are listening to Himma News at 5 Station as we explore deeper into agricultural news updates after a short break. And welcome back. The Managing Director of the National Agricultural Insurance Corporation, Yazid Shehu Danfulani, has pledged full support for the federal government's effort to revitalize the livestock sector under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Danfulani made the commitment following a strategic meeting with the Minister of Livestock Development, Dr. Idi Mukhtar Maiha, held in Abuja. The high-level talks focus on aligning National Agricultural Insurance Corporation's insurance services with national goals for food security, agricultural sustainability, and rural economic empowerment. During the meeting, both parties identified areas for collaboration, including livestock-specific insurance products, training for farmers, and the use of digital tools to enhance service delivery. Dr. Meha in turn welcomed the partnership, stating that the ministry is open to working closely with stakeholders to achieve transformative results in the livestock value chain. The initiative is seen as a key part of President Tinubu's wider agricultural reform plan, which seeks to stimulate growth in rural communities and guarantee national food security. Nampulani assured the minister that National Agricultural Insurance Corporation will continue to play a proactive role in safeguarding investment in agriculture and supporting the sector's long-term stability. Meanwhile, federal government has decreased the spirit of the certification in large part in the north, warning that the crisis poses severe risks to food security, livelihoods, and the environment. Minister of Environment Balarabe Lawal said between 50 and 75% of the landmass in Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Yobe, and Zamfara states is impacted by desert-like conditions. He described the situation as the most pressing environmental challenge confronting Nigeria's dryland regions. Lawal spoke in Abuja at a workshop to review the national policy on drought and desertification. The event was supported by World Bank to do the agro-climate resilience in semi-arid landscape agriculture project. Represented by Permanent Secretary Mahmoud Kabari, the minister noted that the affected states cover about 38% of Nigeria's land area and host nearly 27 million people. Lawal identified unsustainable land use practices, agricultural expansion, deforestation, mining, urbanization, and climate change as main drivers of desertification and drought. He emphasized the need for a holistic approach that incorporates the perspective of affecting communities and stakeholders across sectors. Participants were urged to examine the outdated policy and contribute to developing a framework that is robust, participatory, participatory, and capable of deciding land declaration. Furthermore, the minister hailed World Bank and ACRISAL for their support and urged strong intersectional collaboration to ensure the new policy aligns with Nigeria's broader strategies on agriculture, mining, urban development, and climate change. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has called on Nigeria to prioritize food security, address institutional agility, and accessible structural reforms as part of broader effort to strengthen the country's economic outlook. This appeal was made in a statement released after the IMF Executive Board concluded its 2025 Article 15 consultation with Nigeria. While the board recognized achievements made through key reforms in the past 2 years, which as improvement in macroeconomic stability and resilience, it emphasized that the benefit had yet to reach a broad variety of the population, warning that downside risks has increased with heightening global uncertainty. To navigate these vulnerabilities, the IMF recommended agile and responsive policy making to sustain agroeconomic gains, stimulate inclusive growth, and reduce poverty. Strengthening food systems and improving agricultural productivity were identified as immediate priorities alongside reform to improve access to health and education, electricity infrastructure, and climate resilience. On the horizon, the European Union has announced a new €13.5 million initiative in Mauritania aimed at strengthening food and nutrition security through sustainable and inclusive food systems. A 5-year program will be implemented by the Belgian Development Agency enabled across 7 interior regions of the country. The program seeks to bolster local value chains, particularly in dairy, cereals, and horticulture, while promoting rural entrepreneurship with a special focus on women and youth. The program also aims to increase the consumption of healthy, climate-adapted local food and support nutrition-sensitive public policies. By targeting producers, agro-food SMEs, local authorities, and consumers, the program offers a concrete and sustainable responsible to the responsible challenges food insecurity and malnutrition in Mauritania. Wallahi ba yawo a bakina. is all for tonight on Himma News at 5. Thank you for joining us as we strive to bring you the most up-to-date information from around the world. Before I go, let's showcase the major headlines. Kano State Government urges Himma Radio TV to champion agricultural development in Kano. Niger State Government announces plan to establish fruit market in Minna. While European Union launches €13.5 million food security project in Mauritania. On behalf of production crew, especially Nunemba Akabos Eridan, I am Abubakar Ungogo. Have a wonderful evening.